Hello, I'm Richard. I'm going to talk about coral reefs in Hong Kong based on my trip to Hoi Ha Wan in this presentation. So here is a landscape of Hoi Ha Wan, and now I'm going to talk about what is coral. Coral is basically colonies of polyps. Polyps are organisms belongs to Cnidaria in order that Cnidaria like jellyfish. Here is a individual polyp unit. It will secrete calcium carbonate as its exoskeleton and give the stony characteristic of corals. Corals also give many habitat for organisms, and it form coral reefs, and it is also known as the rainforest in the sea due to the high biodiversity in the coral reefs. So next we'll talk about the history of corals in Hoi Ha Wan. In 1960s, lime kiln industry is prevalent in Hoi Ha Wan, and here is an example of a lime kiln. People just put in the coral and add the fuel. The calcium carbonate inside the coral will be extracted and become building material like concrete after mixing with water. In the year of 1996, the corals in Hoi Ha Wan is under the protection after the marine park is set up. And then we'll talk about different types of coral in Hoi Ha Wan. In the field trip, we have taken the boat transparency, and it is a special boat that the bottom of it is transparent. We can see the coral diversity from these windows. So basically, 80% of the stony coral species in Hong Kong is in Hoi Ha Wan. There are some cactus corals, disc corals, spring corals, something like that. But due to the algae bloom in the spring, we can't see much coral in the field trip. So now we'll talk about the dangers that the corals are facing. The first one is the anchorage of the boat. It will directly destroy the coral after the anchor is put under the seabed. Also, it is the pollution and the climate change that makes the coral to bleach. For coral to bleach, it expels the symbiotic relationship of zooxanthellae. And then there is a mass bleaching event in 2014, and 12% mortality of corals in 2017 is in Hoi Ha Wan. So basically, they face a large danger. So how do we help them? We help them by restoring the bleached coral artificially. We just put a piece of healthy coral next to the bleached coral. We introduce new colonies by putting colonies from other sea area to Hoi Ha Wan. And we can also use legal protection, like to set up the zone and not to prohibit the boats to park at such zone to reduce the problem of anchorage. And we can also reduce the pollution near the coral reefs by making stricter rules and laws. So this is the end of the presentation, and save corals.